Okay.
Okay. So welcome everyone, wherever you are. We are live from Loops, which is a live webinar series that Velta has organized to explore the state-of-the-art technology and research produced in the field of circular economy, particularly the work and research produced by the Horizon 2020 funded projects. I am Daniela Burkuli, and I am the communication assistant of Velta. And I really want to give you a warm welcome to all the participants that are watching, and to you, Ms. Anne Keizer and Dr. Sergio Martinez Lozano, for being here and for accepting the participation in this episode. So today, we're going to witness a discussion in which our two project experts, Ms. Anne Keizer and Dr. Sergio Martinez Lozano, are going to talk about their work of their projects, WOOL2LOOP and the HOUSEFUL projects. So before moving into the heart of this episode, I really would like you to introduce yourself. So please, Ms. Anne Keizer, do you want to go first?
Yes, thank you. And it's very nice to be here. Thank you for invitation. So I'm Anne Keizer. I'm the sustainability manager of Saint-Gobain, Finland, and also working with the sustainability in the Nordics and Baltics, and naturally with my international colleagues. And key topics that I work with are the carbon, circularity, and the well-being in the built environment. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So, well, Daniela, also say thank you for this invitation and this opportunity to share with you and with all the audience about the HOUSEFUL project. My name is Sergio Martinez. I'm coming from, well, I work in Leita Technological Center, that is a private center located in Barcelona, in Spain. And I am environmentalist. Well, I studied, the career more than 2 years ago, a lot of time. And from that, I'm working in Leita nowadays as a senior researcher in the group of treatment and valorization technologies for waste. I'm specialized in waste treatment. And well, we used to work to research on different technologies to be applied in multiple sectors. And one of the sectors is the housing sector. And so this is why we also proposed and win and execute. Nowadays, we are executing the HOUSEFUL project. And well, I will tell you about that in some minutes.
Okay, thank you very much to you both. So now it's just to give a general overview for all the people that are tuning in and all the people that tuned it a little bit later. So now each of the project experts are gonna give a 10-15 minutes presentation of their work. And after that, there's going to be a Q&A session. So I'm going to ask a few questions to you, but we also want the audience to ask as many questions as possible. So please, for any question you might have, just feel free to comment on the LinkedIn event of Loops. And so now I'm just going to let them start. I'll give you the floor to Anne Keizer, who's going to talk about the WOOL2LOOP project. So please take away.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I will share my screen. Yeah, so wait, share.
Okay.
Now you can see my screen, so I just put this on the presentation mode. I can't see myself now. I can see the chat, but
everything is fine.
Okay. And please tell me about the time, so if I go too long. So, but anyway, so about the WOOL2LOOP, the name of the project might explain something about it already, but just quickly about the Saint-Gobain. So I'm actually presenting the industry and business, and somehow I was spoken to take the lead of the WOOL2LOOP project as a coordinator, so don't wonder, I'm still smiling. But about the Saint-Gobain, so we are global but very local company as well, and I'm working here in this area. and we work with the construction materials. So what comes to the glass wool, mineral wools, so we are the number 2 in the world producing the glass wool and mineral wool that the WOOL2LOOP project is focused on. So I have pretty many colleagues, 170,000. We have a lot of industrial activities. And what comes to sustainability, and I mentioned the carbon, resources, circularity, health and well-being. So these are the 3 main themes that we work on with sustainability. And WOOL2LOOP, it focuses really on this resource efficiency and circular economy. So that's just quickly where I'm coming from. So WOOL2LOOP, we started the project in the 1st of June 2019. It used to be 36 months project, but we got the prolongation thanks to the COVID pandemic, making the things a bit more difficult to progress. And the project aims to take back mineral wool waste back to the loop with the advanced sorting, pre-treatment and alkali activation. I will tell a bit more about this very soon. Project is 6.7 million euros and EU funding was 5.3 million euros. So we are talking about the mineral wool, glass wool and stone wool, a building insulation material. And the point why there are different solutions for the end of life of mineral wool. It can be melted or it can be mixed with bricks and some other materials, but still it's a bit challenging material what comes to the end of life. So on the Europe level, annually 2.5 million tons are estimated to end up in landfill. So of course there are different environmental, economic and social impacts with this. And this is the challenge we want to solve with WOOL2LOOP. So we aim to divert this fraction of materials from landfilling and utilize a novel technology and engage the whole value chain from demolition to sorting to analysis, pre-treatment, product development, and the commercialization. So WOOL2LOOP, it's an innovation project. So we are really aiming to get the solution progressed well to the market. And geopolymer technology, it refers to alkali activation. So geopolymers, what are they? They are actually materials that are based on the most abundant elements in the crust. So silica oxide and aluminium oxide, which are available in ashes, glaze, slags, and also in mineral wool. So just to explain this more in practical way, for example, Colosseum pyramids. So the material, it included volcanic ash. So it's actually a sort of a geopolymer. And the funny thing goes here like that the pyramids, they were not actually built by Asterix and Obelix and the slaves in the past, but the urban legend tells that actually they were molded in geopolymer, but this is not completely confirmed information. But anyway, mineral wool, that's a product itself. So it has been found in Oulu University in 2014 that it's actually a very good material for the geopolymers or alkali activated materials. So the result is a tunable material, can be even ceramic or concrete like room temperature process basically. And this is the beauty of this. We have a mineral wool, we have to pre-treat and mill it into the fiber sand, and the alkali activators are added, and then you get the mineral wool geopolymer. So of course the research develops, and so when we are looking for different kind of alkali activators at this point, and many other things are going on. So we used to be 15 partners from 9 countries. One partner withdrew, and I got very familiar to do the grant agreement amendments during the last year. But anyway, Saint-Gobain Finland is the coordinator, University of Oulu is the scientific coordinator, and we cover the Europe pretty nicely in our project. And here a bit about the partner roles. So I mentioned the geographical extension we have. So we have the partner TimeGate for this innovative technology, time-gated Raman, for identifying the materials. We have a demolition company, Tree, developing the smart demolition practices. We have a pre-demolition audit, REAS, from Belgium. So they are working with the identification and quantification of the walls in different kind of buildings and how the pre-demolition audit could help in this process. We have industrial partners. There's Saint-Gobain Ecofon. We are going to demonstrate acoustic panels. Saint-Gobain in Finland, we are trying to demonstrate the dry mix concrete. Floor screeds might be a bit more challenging in this case. And Tree, there's a pavement slabs, facade elements, 3D printing. We have 2 3D printing companies in the consortium, small scale and the big scale. Another big industrial partner is CRH from Netherlands. So they are demonstrating hollow core slabs and fiber reinforced panels. Research partners are ZAC from Slovenia, University of Delft from Netherlands, and of course, University of Oulu. And we have a partner for the environmental health and safety part as well, and the circular economic point of view that's taken care by the partner Seaware in Denmark. Here is how we are putting our project together, and we have actually done pretty a lot of work. So the work package 1, we are already pretty advanced there, and now we are entering to demonstrations on the work package 2. But of course, the benchmark standardization, business models, everything goes along what we are doing within the consortium. And just to close it quickly, that what is WOOL2LOOP actually about? I'm asked many times that what are you trying to do? So we are trying to develop low carbon novel binders for cementitious construction materials, utilizing the mineral wool from construction and demolition waste. And actually there are interesting properties that you can optimize and tune, choosing the mix design. And we can talk about tuning of durability, compressive and flexural strength. A lot of studies has been already done in the past, and this is very, very interesting. I guess we have reached 140 megapascal in the past, in the previous project, with some mineral wool geopolymers. The carbon footprint, it depends a bit. There are different studies, but it can be up to 80% lower than the normal Portland cement is having. And I mentioned this 140 megapascal as a strength. So there are actually important and interesting performance improvements that could be also achieved with this kind of novel new materials like the geopolymer concrete. And of course, we want to contribute to standardization. It's a big challenge here when we come to the waste construction products directive and many other things. But anyway, somebody has to take the steps there. And of course, we want to create new markets for the waste materials or waste areas, or should we talk about the waste at all at the end of the day? And here are just some few things that what we have been doing. Not always everything goes straight. We have had some challenges with milling, but luckily we have a creative people. This is from Slovenia. Now we have solved the milling issue and everybody has done, but the ladies in Slovenia solved the case in a very creative way. And here you see that some 3D printing can have some difficulties on the way. And here we see also some ready-made products that are actually already corresponding to the standards they are aimed to meet. And this must be a prototype of acoustic panel made out of the porous geopolymer material. Work continues still, and I just would like to end up here that even in the project we are having a discussion whether we talk about alkali activated cements or the geopolymer cements. But when I talk about the novel binders and novel cements, so we have to really keep in mind that there are many kind of cements, and really to think about the fit for the purpose would be pretty important to keep in mind in the future. And here, just about the challenges we are facing, and I really like this picture here that Professor Jones proves that the octopus is more intelligent than the cat when tested under identical conditions. So here, our consortium, and thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Anne, for this inspiring presentation. Now, just to quickly summarize what's going on in here. So, Ms. Anne Kaiser has just delivered a presentation about her project WOOL2LOOP, and now it's time for Dr. Sergio Martinez to give us a few insights into the HOUSEFUL project. So, please take away.
Thank you very much, Daniela.
You're welcome.
Let me share the screen. One moment. Share screen. Okay. Yes, can you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. The project, the name is Innovative Circular Solutions and Services for New Business Opportunities in the EU Housing Sector. The proper name defines the main objective of the project. Well, one moment. Okay, this project has been, well, the beginning of this project was 3 years ago, and it's expected to end at the end of next year. So we are quite in the middle, but we are in doing a lot of efforts for integration of the solutions and services that we are planning to integrate in different buildings. We are working a lot in this period, also considering the COVID crisis, but well, we are working on it. The consortium is made of 15 partners coming from 8 countries. Well, as you can see here in this picture, there are partners such as Tranchu, that it's a company that works in material passports. Icons, that it's, well, they do the dissemination actions, LGI, the exploitation activities, got different later technological centers that we are working on research activities for technologies that should be optimized and validated previously to the integration. There are companies such as Alchemia Nova, which are specialized in nature-based solutions. Solar, it's an energy company providing services for the housing. WMB, that it's also a Spanish company that works in social engagement activities. Home Biogas, working in anaerobic digestion technology. And well, Housing Europe, also very, very important, that works in the integration activities also with, well, and also they are in discussion with different entities in order to facilitate the proper replication of the solutions in different services. There are companies such as Visum, now it's called Iris, that works in software development, etc. So, well, let me tell you about the background. The housing sector is quite inefficient itself by definition in terms of environmental performance. A lot of data, official data, reveals this drama. Some problems that are evidence and are reported is that, for example, the trend from 10 to 50% of the building materials are wasted during the construction phase. 50% of the residential dwellers reports to live in too much space. From 20 to 40% of the energy in existing buildings can be profitable conserved. The energy consumption per capita is very, very high, as well as the food waste production per capita and also per year, which is quantified in 170 kilos per person. And also the wastewater production, as an average, more than 100 liters of wastewater is produced per day per person in each house. And also the demolition of the waste materials, well, depending on the country, this could be landfilled or maybe reused, but numbers said that as an average, more than 50% are landfilled. And these problems comes from the current consumption model of the housing sector. That it's the linear one, it's a linear model, and it's defined as a take, make, dispose model. As you may know also, the building lifetime covers a period from 40 to 60 or more years. So then this means that for a refurbishment, decision-making taking place in one moment in this lifetime, then could affect the whole functionality of the building. Well, the transition from the linear model to the circular model has been explored and is being developed at industrial scale in different sectors. But in the housing sector, some case studies and projects are being in execution and are already finalized, but are maybe focused on the development of some material, or maybe the integration of renewable energy in the building. But the transition has not been taken place as a holistic approach, taking or considering all the different levels in the housing sector, and such as the energy, waste, water, and the materials, and also considering all the different stages of the building life cycle, from the design phase to the demolition phase. So this is why HOUSEFUL appears as a solution. And the HOUSEFUL project has as a main goal the development and demonstration of an integrated systemic service composed of 11 solutions co-created, that it's like the magic word, the key word in this project, by the stakeholders in the current value chain. These stakeholders includes, for example, engineers, architects, technicians, academic, service providers, etc. These services will aim at the optimal management and circular use of different vectors such as water, waste, energy, and material resources for all the stages of the building life cycle. And this includes from the design phase to the construction, the use, and also, well, a potential refurbishment and the final demolition. These services at the end of the project will be offered to the society by means by using an online software as a service, which will be the platform offering the different services as a solutions and also as a circular business opportunities. These services could be offered depending on the service as a renting, as leasing, customer service, capacity building, or a combination of them. Well, these services they are being integrated nowadays in 4 demo sites. As you can see here in this picture, well, 2 of these buildings, the demo 1 and 2, are located in Spain, and the demo 3 and 4 in Austria. The demo 1 is a quite old building, and well, the complete refurbishment, the structural refurbishment itself will be finalized in this July of this year. And well, it's made of it's a social housing building, and it's 2 floors of it's a building with 2 floors and 2 flats per floor, and multifamiliars will be living there when these solutions and the whole refurbishment will be finalized. The demo 2 is located also like the demo 1, very near to Terrassa in Barcelona. It's located in Sant Quirze del Vallès. It's a small town here, and it's a building that it's also a demo site for another European project that it's called Plug and Harvest. So we find a lot of synergies with this other project, with the Plug and Harvest project. But we will integrate in different flats or parts of the building, the other solutions also may be based on materials, energy, and wastewater treatment. The demo 3, located in Austria, this is very funny. I like this building because it was a military building. It's like a historical building that has been refurbished, and now a community is living there, and they are doing engaging and teaching activities. And well, it's different solutions also focus on energy, materials, and also bio-waste treatment are being integrated there in this demo. And also finally, in the demo 4 could be maybe consider the newest building, but other solutions, maybe less solutions than other ones, will be also integrated them there. Maybe focus on energy, and mostly energy management in the building. All those solutions will be evaluated and integrated together, will be evaluated, and then, as I mentioned, will be offered as a services by using the software as a service that will be like the platform that will be initially launched in the coming April. So it's like the news of this project. So the launching of this SaaS will be very, very soon. And from that, well, we also expect to replicate these solutions in other different buildings around Europe, at least in 10 buildings that are called follower buildings. Well, this is the Gantt of the project. As you can see here, we are more or less quite not so quite in the middle. We are like in the last part of the project. Everything is going in execution in parallel with the different activities. The first work package is the project management. The second one is it's work package dedicated in the circularity methodology. We are developing a new formula and indicators for the evaluation of the circularity of the different buildings. They are being validated in the demo sites, but also this methodology, this calculator, will be also usable for different buildings in Europe. The work package 3 is the engagement activities, the co-creation workshops, and that are basic for all the different services. The work package 4 is based on the technological development of the solutions. Work package 5 is based on the techno-economic and environmental and social assessment of the different solutions, at least in the different 4 demo sites. Work package 6 is based on the exploitation activities and business modeling, circular business modeling, and work package 7 is based on dissemination action. Now I can tell you something about the solutions and the services. Well, the SaaS, as I mentioned, this is the first one that it will collect all the different services and will offer this as new circular business opportunities. It will be user-friendly and will be also addressed for the general audience, for companies and institutions. This SaaS will integrate as a special tool this circularity calculation tool. Okay, this will be addressed for the general public for tenders like us, for example, or for professionals that could be from institutions or maybe from companies, designing companies or architects. The solution 2 or service 2 is the social analysis and the engagement activities needed for the proper definition and integration of the solutions in the demo sites. This service is based on 3 types of, first in the identification of the needs of the different potential users of the services, they believe in the circular activities, circular economy, and also, in order to integrate the solutions, this service also includes the development of different co-creation workshops, where the different ideas are developed by all the different stakeholders in order to properly integrate the solutions in the buildings, considering also the point of view and the needs of the tenants that I think that it's the key part of the integration part of the different services. About the materials, Well, we have 2 services focused on materials. The first one, the service 3, is based on the Madaster as a tool for the development of material passports in buildings. The innovation here that it's also developed is led by Chanchu with the participation of ITEC, the Catalan Institute of Construction, is that data from BIM modeling could be integrated into the Madaster platform in order to perform the material passports. So for that, the data produced from the Madaster platform or the material passports, they are very, very interesting also for architects, because the output of the material passports are focused on energy performance, cost economics, environmental impacts, circularity. And from this material passport, you have a clear image, an idea about which are the materials that the building is composed. It's quite synergistic with the BIM modeling, okay? The Service 4 is based on the assessing of local circular materials for building renovation. A database of more than 50 circular materials is being created around the different demo sites. And while this maybe it's both will be offered as a customer service. Related with the water, they are based on the use of and development and exploitation of nature-based solutions for the treatment of the greywater and rainwater. So these are like green walls that can be integrated in the buildings, and specifically these services will be also integrated in the demo 1, 2, and 3. The difference between the Service 5 and the 6 is the type of the discharge of this wastewater. Sometimes in all very old buildings, a unique pipe discharge a mixture of gray water and black water. But in relatively newest building, they are separate pipes that discharge separately the black water and then the gray water. Then, depending on the configuration of the building, then we can establish or integrate the Service 5 or the Service 6. Maybe adding a solid liquid separator. Then, depending also very important, depending on the potential use of the reclaimed water produced by the nature-based solution, then a disinfection step is required for maybe guarantee the quality of the treated water for the toilet flush, or maybe for irrigation. If you have gardens around your building, you can use your treated water for garden irrigation, for example. A lot of possibilities are open from these technologies. Related to waste. Okay, this compartment has a lot of technological innovations. The Service 7A is composed of innovative technologies that is being demonstrated and integrated as an innovative solution that is based on coupling a partial anaerobic digestion with anaerobic MBR technology for the treatment of bio-waste together with block water in order to produce biogas and also treated water. Treated water that, depending on the characteristics, it also could be reused for irrigation, for example. The second type of technology that is also being integrated, well, the first one, the anaerobic MBR is being studied for integration in the demo 1. In the demo 3, we'll integrate the dry anaerobic digestion of the black water and kitchen waste, and will be integrated in Cambium in the demo 3 building. And also, well, depending on the use of the need for use of the biogas, depending if you have need for maybe for cooking, you can use the biogas for cooking, or maybe for heating purposes. Then, depending on the use, you can clean the biogas in some way or another way. So, depending on that, well, there are Cardiff, that is a technological center, has a technological portfolio with different absorption technologies for well adapted for depending on the final use of the biogas. Well, related to the waste, also we are developing composting activities and vermicomposting activities of bio-waste together with digestate. And also, for example, in the demo 3, we will integrate a new configuration of composting cultivator. It's a very innovation, a very interesting innovation here. The solution 9 is based on the assessment about how the waste produced during a potential demolition of a building could be addressed or managed in a circular way. So this is a customer service, and it's being almost integrated and developed for all demos. And about the energy, well, the solution 10 is based on the implementation of active and passive solutions, such as new circular materials for the for the improvement of the energy performance of the building. And also the solution 11 aims at ensuring the energy efficiency in the buildings by, well, providing services such as potential management and maintenance of the existing energy solutions in buildings. Okay, because sometimes when you are doing an investment in these buildings, considering, for example, integration of photovoltaic panels, you have to ensure that the technology is being operated in a high efficiency. And well, sometimes the maintenance is not so fast as the community wants, and then a service focused on the maintenance and insurance of this energy efficiency is also needed. Okay, from all these different services, we want to, to come from the linear model to a circular one. This is like the figure, representing this circularity in the housing sector. And from the results, we expect to achieve these expected impacts. Also considering replication activities, we see that this project has a huge potential for renovation and for conversion of the housing sector, the social housing sector, to a circular business model. And then, well, that's all. And if you need or if you want more information about the services of the solutions, contact with the coordinator, me. This is Sergio from Leita. And also, if you want to receive more news about the HOUSEFUL project, you can subscribe to our newsletter by, checking our website and subscribe it using this tool. Okay? And thank you. No more.
Okay. Thank you very much for concentrating the information in such a short time to you both. Well, now I'm going to start asking a few questions. In the meantime, just as a reminder, I would like to tell the audience to ask as many questions as possible in the chat of the LinkedIn page of the event. So now I'm going to start with the WOOL2LOOP project. So my first question is, so since we know that one of the common challenges to recycling and reusing construction and demolition waste is the lack of confidence in the quality of these materials, which might reduce the demand for all those materials. So my question is, how are you planning to certify the reliability of the material? Or more in simpler words, which activities are you carrying out to build trust and support from stakeholders?
So the work is ongoing. So the first step is really the awareness, like what we are doing and where we are aiming for. We know that there are a lot of challenges, even the consumer side. Like if I should ask somebody that would you like to live in a building that is built with waste? So I can imagine the answer can be pretty interesting and so on. But anyway, of course, we are having the industrial processes here. So when it comes to the material characteristics and so all the testing will be done at the end of the day. So now we are focusing really on the demolition, how to sort the material without the impurities. We have a lot of screening with the health and safety here, even for the employees' work hygiene, and of course, what is related with this kind of demolition materials. So there can be surprises. So we are thinking about different kind of, like the mineral wools, they have also the binders, organic binders or different kind of binders. So removal of these binders, it could also lead for the heat treatment that could eventually make the material just like more pure glass or mineral at the end of the day. And from there, of course, once we go with the alkali activation or different kind of activators, so that process, it's actually eliminating a lot, anything that could be in the material. So there used to be a master thesis made where the clean process waste and demolition waste wools were tested and alkali activated. So there were no problems at the end of the day with the demolition material that has been made. But I would really say here that we try to build up the whole value chain in a way that we are sure that the materials that will come out, they are good as the normal materials we have now. And I see like Saint-Gobain and CRH. So we are, of course, with the construction materials, and that's our core business. So
Okay.
I hope I answered your question. So.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. The second question is a little bit more technical. So how do you identify which part of the waste you want to use, and how do you separate it?
Normally you find the mineral wool in the walls or the ceiling, and these are the typical places or the partition walls in a building. So of course you have to know the era when the building was built, and now with the pre-demolition audit, so anyway you have to dig deeper to identify that what kind of material was used there. And of course there are different, there's glass wool, there's a stone wool. So with this demolition and sorting work, so the one important point here is that we are not trying to separate these two materials from each others. They are actually complementary when it comes to the chemical composition. And really to develop these robots and automatization on the demolition side, really to identify the materials as well. So I say that it's really the research before demolition work, and then it's a work at the demolition site, and how to sort the materials together without any impurities or anything else. So
okay, thank you very much. Now I'm just going to move to the HOUSEFUL project. Just a couple of questions. So I assume that generally stakeholders are not really aware of the circularity potential of the building sector. So what could be the reasons why, and which initiatives you are considering implementing to pursue this educational purpose?
Well, maybe constructors, for example, select the materials depending on the cost, or used to select the materials, construction materials, depending on the cost or the availability, but not used to consider. They do not consider the selection of maybe materials or solutions that could improve the circularity and the energy efficiency or water potential reuse at long term. Or maybe the reusability for other refurbishment or purposes for the reuses. Then, because of this market because of the current linear model, all the stakeholders used to be aligned with this linear model, and you have to engage them in this new way to produce the things and design the things. That is the circular model in the housing. Also, the tenants, for example, they used to see the bills like the most important part of their life in terms of cost for their lifestyle. But the bills could depend on efficient solutions, efficient or inefficient solutions that are being in the market. But in order to be more circular, innovation is required. And maybe, you can be more circular or be more sustainable by using solutions that could maybe allows you to reduce your wastewater in your building. So for that, a lot of training and engagement is needed, and a lot of dissemination activities. So I think that the sector is lacking about knowledge for potential circular solutions. And this project offers a list of circular solutions that, could be interested for all the different stakeholders. And for that, this is why I think that HOUSEFUL itself offers like an innovation, because it generates and integrates solutions considering a holistic approach. They are the solutions produced by HOUSEFUL. They are not only focused in a single stage, they are also considering the different phases of the building life cycle. For example, for a designer to consider new solutions improving the circularity and the energy efficiency and the water reuse at long term, I think that this new innovation for them could enrich itself in terms of technological portfolios to be offered to the society. Then this is why we promote HOUSEFUL for different stakeholders and sectors, because I think that the innovation is key for the proper transition from the linear to the circular model.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll just move to the next question. This might be addressed to both of us. So both of you, sorry. So among the main barriers that would hamper the extension of your projects to other urban realities, have you thought about the different architectural preferences that wouldn't promote the redundancy of a building type of structure? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can respond you first the question. Well, HOUSEFUL will integrate the solutions in 4 different demo sites, in 4 different buildings that wants to represent the differences in the housing, in the architectural characteristics of European buildings. And also, HOUSEFUL also explores the potential replication of the solutions in all the different buildings. For that, the engagement activities and the co-creation workshops the solution focus on the social engagement activities is required for this implementation in a broader extent of buildings around Europe. Well, from HOUSEFUL, we will obtain results from 4 demo buildings which are representative, but for the complete extension and replication around Europe, we need more efforts on that, and we hope that after the project execution, we will be able to explore more scenarios for implementation of HOUSEFUL. Maybe not all the services together at the same time in some building, but maybe one service or 2 services, depending on the new building characteristics or the building characteristics that we want to refurbish, for example.
So I could answer for the point of WOOL2LOOP. So I would not talk about the building types or the building parts where eventually this kind of materials could be used. It's more like the application where we could be using the novel concrete or the novel binders. So the fit for purpose. So it's also here. So we are talking about the whole built environment here, whether it could be some noise barriers somewhere or some I don't know, exterior furniture, or you have a house building that you are demolishing. So my dream would be to have a pilot case where you can take the walls out of the old building, and if something new is built, you could still keep the material, make even the benches outside or some flower pots or anything, or there are different applications. So I'm sure that the novel concrete will not be used in the bridges for many decades. There are the standards, there are the requirements and so on, but it's really the variety of the applications in the built environment. So that we are actually still trying to figure out what could be the best. Airports have been built out of the geopolymers, so military airports. So we get really wide picture here. So.
Thank you for...
Sorry, Daniela, I'm remembering that sorry, Anne, that I forgot to say that the solution based on the circularity calculator considers all the different types of buildings around Europe. So only to mention that, well, we consider for different solutions, maybe a wide extension of buildings. For example, this circularity tool will consider all the different buildings in the geoclusters that we can identify around Europe. Mm-hmm. And no more. Sorry.
No, thank you very much. The next question is more like a personal view on the project. So where so far have you seen in the research the biggest achievement for your project?
Do I dare to say it?
You can also not to.
No. I say that what I feel. So somebody's even wondering that, however, I have never had nothing to do with the Horizon projects, neither the project coordination in the Horizon and so on. I'm surprised at how nice it is to bring the business perspective to the academic research. Really, that there are great ideas, but then you have to size them down to what really happens on the factory floor, and what does it take to take the things to the commercial world. So I see that the cooperation here has been really interesting, and I'm very confident that we will get the great results on. And the biggest achievement actually is that I have made my colleagues in the Sanko band to believe in this project. In the beginning, it was not that easy that, okay, that's a project, just apply for the money. And so, but then when we got the money, we started to work, we are going to get some results. So everybody likes the WOOL2LOOP now. So
Well done. Sergio, do you want to say something?
Yeah, well, from my point of view, I think that at the beginning of the project execution, then you see like very ambitious objectives, and you can realize that everything could be more or less difficult. But thanks to all the engagement and commitment of the different partners and participants in the development of the solutions, then you realize that everything is possible. And then I think that I feel very lucky because of working in this project and with the current consortium, because everybody do the best for the project, and the knowledge from and their experience, it's like give you like an inspiration to work with the research and innovation activities, and give you more ideas to develop new things. And because they are so committed to the project, they also consider your ideas, and this is I think that it's the best part of the project, to be as a coordinator in a so amazing project. With a lot of difficulties, because we have to demonstrate a lot of things in different buildings, considering a lot of barriers. But when you see all partners working in the same direction, this is inspiring, and it's very grateful. And this is because I'm very excited to be showing this project as a successful project, and well, I hope that very soon next year we'll finalize it. But I think that I have to think about the second part of HOUSEFUL. Maybe we will not be focused only in buildings. Maybe we can be focused on neighborhoods. This is like a huge challenge, but I think that with these participants, everything is possible.
Okay. Have you found it easy to interact with other Horizon 2020 projects? Like, what do you think about this initiative to get in touch with other projects?
Those ones that we have been collaborating, they have been pretty easy. So sometimes there can be some topics that, like, we are related, there are different. We have been collaborating with 3 or 4 projects. So I say it's pretty easy, but I guess the challenge is really to find the projects that would fit to your project. So actually now we ran for the Green Deal application, always with the energy and resource efficient building, this funding call. So my dream would have WOOL2LOOP to demonstrate it if we get the funding in this other project where we are part of the consortium and so on. So, but I find it pretty easy just to know who to contact. So.
Like Anne, I think that it's, well, maybe also because of the daily life, it's hard to contact with or be in touch with all the different projects working on housing and construction in Europe. But well, we have a lot of connection, and we have talked with different coordinators of European projects. I think that the communication is always open, and everybody wants to give information from their projects and find synergies. Fortunately, all the answers from the last one, from the beginning of the projects, all the answers are positive, and we had the opportunity to interact with different projects, but I think that it's very difficult to achieve all the different, because for example, we are in developing technologies based on water treatment and energy and new materials. It's quite difficult to be in touch with every single project, but we are in this direction, in the identification and contact with projects. Also mentioned that thanks to the European Commission, they used to provide, or they used to organize different events, getting in touch different European projects or similar initiatives. Thanks to also to these events, it's also positive and easy for us to be in touch with other European projects. And in these sessions, it's very funny because you can be in touch with 10 projects. In some minutes, you can talk with all of them, and a lot of synergies are found in one morning. And then, you have to then work by email with each of them, and then plan further meetings, maybe using Teams. But I think that the interaction it's quite easy, also considering the connectivity and new technologies.
Okay. So we've got no questions from the audience, but I hope you all enjoy this episode. Before wrapping up, I just would like to remind that the next episode is going to be on the 17th of March, and it's going to be about the plastic waste and pollution and its recyclability potential. So I'll just have a look at the Velthos page for updates about the event. And I really, really want to thank you all again for watching, and for you both for participating. And I'll see you next time then.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye.